station AM 1430 WBEV. Currently, it's 47.
This Green and Gold Fix is brought to you by Countryside Auto Standard. Oh, it could have been in the Packers 20.
To the Rams, Ty Montgomery fumbled a kickoff return. The Rams recovered with 1:56 to play, ending any shot Aaron Rodgers and the offense had of making one final comeback. Here with the call changing play, Tom Brenneman and Troy Aikman on Fox.
Decides to bring it out, and the ball is loose. Rams say they have the ball as Montgomery spits it up, and it's...
The Packers fall to 3-3-1. Their 5-game gauntlet continues this Sunday night in Foxborough against the New England Patriots. Kickoff from Gillette Stadium is set for 7:20.
1240 from AM 1430 WBEV, streaming online at dailydodge.com. Time now for today's community comment. Here's your host, Craig Warmbold.
Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon. Welcome to Community Comment. On Community Comment today, we welcome into the studio the kids from the Beaver Dam High School Theater Department, along with their teacher representative slash director, Mark Lefebvre. Mark, it's great to see you back here again.
Thanks for having us.
Look, you brought a good group of kids here with you. We've got a half a dozen students that are going to be appearing in the fall production that we're going to talk about in just a minute. We've got two of those kids on for this segment, Nathan Stafford and Annie Friedel. Thank you very much for joining us today, guys.
Oh, thank you.
And the production that we're talking about this year is what?
The Sound of Music. I thought we were all going to say it together.
Oh, okay.
The sound of
music.
All right.
Nailed it.
What a great director.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Tell us the ticket price in unison, please.
$5 for students. Just watching me. And it's $8 for adults. $5 for students, $8 for adults. Available at Rechecks and Piggly Wiggly right now.
Okay.
And then we open a week from Thursday.
Whoa, let me answer the questions, Mark. Not answer them. I'm not going to answer any of them.
We were joking about that ahead of time. I can just host the...
You could if you wanted to,
I've
right?
been here enough times.
So what is the opening day, Mark?
We open Thursday, November 8th.
Thursday. So that's a week from this Thursday.
A week from this Thursday.
You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, very good. Good to know.
We're at that point where it's like come together. We don't know if it's gonna. It always does.
We still have Tech Week.
We got a lot of time.
Okay.
We're okay.
All right, very good.
I think these kids are just so. I think they are hard on themselves because they know how good we can be, and I think that they push themselves, and so they get nervous ahead of time because they want it to be a fantastic performance.
You guys aren't nervous, are you? No, nobody's nervous in the peanut gallery over there. Thursday, November 8th, and then what have you got? A Friday, Saturday with a Sunday matinee?
Absolutely, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday matinee at 2. So
2 p.m. Sunday matinee. What time is the evening shows?
7:30.
Okay, and you can get tickets at the box office.
Yes, you can. I don't want to jinx us or anything, but we did sell out one of our performances of Grease last fall. So to be sure, I would get your tickets ahead of time. We had to turn people away, sold out all the tickets.
Can students get tickets at the box office during school hours or anything like that?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. Up until performances, Rechecks or Piggly Wiggly is where to get the tickets. That's about it. So got to get there. And like I said, I don't want to jinx us. I don't want to say that we're going to sell out. But I think we put out a good product last year, and people seemed impressed. I didn't hear any negative feedback. And then this show I think is even more family friendly than Grease was. So I'd like to think that we'd have a couple more children being able to see this show. And I think it just could be a perfect storm for another sellout performance or two. So. Of course, we're hoping for that. We don't plan on that, and when we're budgeting, we're planning on a normal sort of show. We're not, but...
And it's a chance for folks to see the kind of newly refurbished Beaver Dam High School auditorium.
Yeah, nothing too fancy new, but I think the big highlight is the new chairs.
New chairs?
They are comfy. They are comfier than they were.
Yeah,
so
yes. Please explain to me why the new chairs have random green and gold patterns, and there's no consistent pattern to the chairs.
So I don't know if you actually expected me to have an answer, but I do have an answer.
You do? I suspected you might have an answer of anybody.
And nobody likes this answer.
Okay.
But as I understand, I have not seen the research or looked at data or anything, but as I understand, the reason for the randomness is more for the performers than for the audience. When it was all green chairs, if there was a green chair in it, so if we saw a sea of green, a section that was all green, we knew those are empty chairs. Oh no, there's not enough people here. We should have sold more tickets. We're sad. This way, since there's a random pattern, if there's a section of green, we might see that, but the yellow will offset that. So it will allow for it to appear like there are more people in the audience and perhaps, I don't know, motivate the actors to act better or sing better or perform better in whatever capacity. It shouldn't matter the size of the audience, but...
Because we're always in character.
You guys are great actors. You can rise above sadness on the stage, I assume, right? To meet the demands of your characters.
I suppose.
All right, that's good.
So that's the best that I've heard.
I understand there's some new kind of acoustical things in there too as part of the light refurbishments, and it looks a little bit different. But bottom line is you guys got kind of a newer look to your auditorium too, and a new way in.
Yeah, oh, that'll be so much nicer than last year. Last year, I don't know if you remember, we were talking, okay, if you have a wheelchair or any mobility issues, you're going to enter in this different entrance. You're going to have to walk through the school. It's all super nice and easy. Enter the front doors, take a left, and you're in the auditorium.
You're right there.
It'll
all right.
be so nice.
Very easy. Well, let's talk about the matter at hand here, and that is the students that are in The Sound of Music. Now, the last time we saw you guys, you were promoting Footloose, if I'm not mistaken, right? And the time before that would have been Little Shop of Horrors. I don't think you were in Little Shop of Horrors, were you? But you guys both had. I saw both of those performances. Very good stuff. You guys did a great job. So are one of you guys Julie Andrews? Do we have a Julie Andrews here? Is the Julie Andrews?
I mean, like, if we're being serious, it's him right over there. But
you're Julie Andrews.
I'm playing Maria. Yes.
Maria, you.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. You are playing Maria.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell us a little bit about Maria and your approach to her.
Well, I'm not Julie Andrews, but yeah, I'm just playing her as what she is, and that is bubbly but still down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who? She. I mean, you get a lot of songs, including the big one, "The Hills Are Alive," with the title song and everything like that. Was it exciting to find out that you're going to be playing this part?
Oh yeah, I was actually at my grandma's house when I found out. I was having a sleepover with her, and the cast list came out, and I was screaming. Definitely.
Is The Sound of Music? What is your history with the play, the movie, etc.? You'd seen this before. Now I'm assuming.
I think all of us have seen it, like, as a child. I just hadn't watched it in a long time, so I had to watch like 6 different renditions of it to get ready for audition.
And we're talking, for the listeners that may not be familiar, there's been many plays done over the years, and it's a lot easier for students nowadays, actors, to be able to kind of get an idea of what other people do with YouTube and everything that's going on online. Yep. So did you watch 6 different versions?
About, yeah.
Okay. Did you call Julie Andrews? Did you reach out to her in any way to try to get some help or anything like that on developing this character? You had to rely solely on your director, Mark Lefebvre.
Right.
Well, I've been talking to like the older women in my life and like what it's like to live in the 30s-ish. Like they obviously weren't alive in the 30s, but
sure.
Like how to be that kind of female instead of 2018.
Yeah, there's a different etiquette.
Yeah,
you carry yourself a little bit differently, and that translates into the interpretation of the character that you do. What direction do you give to a student who's playing? I mean, obviously all these roles are very iconic, but the Julie Andrews role as well is very iconic. What kind of direction do you give to your students?
Well, I mean, Annie's a special case. I think I think of all the actors I've ever worked with, is one of the first to jump in and analyze her character deeper than most characters. Like most actors that I know, like she gets, right away in our first rehearsals, she was motivation here, and I was like, oh, you tell me, like, what do you got going on? And I think, like, I know I know people know Julie Andrews as Maria, and that's something I think, Annie and I have had a couple conversations about that. Annie will not be Julie Andrews. Like, if you want to come see Julie Andrews, I guess don't come see our show.
Sorry.
You're wrong. Like, still come see our show. But, like, Annie's not going to play it as Julie Andrews. That's not who she is. She is a different actress. And I think that's something that, I don't know, would you say you're concerned about?
That's one of my biggest worries, is
like,
people coming and being disappointed by my interpretation.
Right. And the thing is, like, you just, for all musical theater, you cannot expect especially high school actors to be a movie, or it's not going to happen. We were here with expect the guy playing Ren to be Kevin Bacon. It's not going to happen.
Sure.
And I think
even in a professional traveling
Right,
version,
right.
you wouldn't expect to see
exactly,
that type
exactly.
of thing.
I was just I saw a show this weekend down and it was In the Heights, which Lin-Manuel Miranda, his first show
Before Hamilton. and
before
everything,
Hamilton,
sure.
right? The guy who's playing it was not Lin. It just was not who it was. Still a fantastic performance, but you just can't go in with that way. And I think it just would really do a disservice to Annie's portrayal of this character if people were expecting her. Job. All these kids are doing a fantastic job. I know that she's been sort of carrying that burden of I'm not Julie Andrews. I'm not gonna. I don't look like her. I don't act like her. I don't sing like her. I'm my own version, and that's okay. Like, I played the baker in Into the Woods. I wasn't James Corden, who played it in the movie. Like, that's okay that I am not.
And I haven't been trying to be Julie Andrews. I'm worried that people will want me to be.
Right, no, she hasn't. Right. And
yeah.
I feel like we're trying to, like, hedge our bets here or something. It's just like, no, here's the thing. Like, it's just a fact of the matter.
Right.
You're not going to see a Julie Andrews. You're going to see a fantastic, different version of Maria.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and a fantastic production, right?
And I saw that too with Footloose. You guys played the John Lithgow and the husband and wife that were the Reverend and Mrs. of Footloose and everything like that. You guys really made that your own.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is a difficult thing to do when you've got the shadow of those big name actors in
right.
your.
Well, and I think a testament to these two is. We participate in the Jerry Awards. It's a program through the Overture Center. Those two roles that you mentioned, they were both nominated for Nathan as an outstanding lead, and we're working on getting Annie's to be considered a lead. It's apparently technically a supporting character right now. But I mean, the two at the table here both won, right?
Yeah.
Both won awards last year for Grease as well.
Fantastic.
Like, I mean, they're fantastic actors. Don't sell them short just because it's not going to be exactly what you saw.
Who were you guys in Grease again?
I was Marty.
Okay.
I was the teen angel. So
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I had all the girls crying over me after I did my solo.
Yep.
Kind of a different take than the Reverend that you
Right.
did a little
just
bit
a
later.
bit
Some
different.
versatility there.
Right. So tell us a little. You're a Von Trapp, I'm
I
guessing. Which Von Trapp would you be?
I would be the Captain Von Trapp,
Ah.
so Georg, father. So
Tell us a little bit about. Well, tell us who that character is for those that may not be familiar, and your approach to him.
So for those people who don't know the story, Captain Von Trapp is very much a militaristic father, and especially after his wife, like a very stern man, and he wants to run his house just like a ship because it's easy, like not easy that like, oh, it's a no-brainer, but to him it comes more naturally than anything else that he's known. So because of that, like, he has his children march every day, and they're just completely unhappy. So it actually takes Maria to finally, like, open his eyes and say, like, you've been this stern man ever since your wife died. Like, you kind of need to get over that and, like, realize that your children actually want to have, like, a quality relationship with you. So it's been interesting trying to develop both a stern and a soft side, and knowing when to use it and when to kind of like dial it back. So it's actually a lot like playing Reverend Moore from Footloose. Same sort of thing, like starts out as a very stern man, and then over the course of the show you can see him like starting to open up a bit more. So it's been a lot of fun.
That dynamic of character
Yes.
development, it does have to be fun as a character or as an actor, I would
Oh, yeah.
say. What is do you get a favorite song in here that you like?
I mean,
What's going to stand out for the audience?
so like I do have a sort of solo song. I say sort of because my kids end up jumping in on it about halfway through. But Edelweiss is a very nice song, although if I were to be honest, I would have to say that there is a song about halfway through the first act called "How Can Love Survive," and it's a nice kind of jumpy song that kind of pulls you away from the moment that came before it just for a second, and it like all those like tense moods that were just kind of pushing down on everyone, they all like kind of get wiped away and just like we're restarting now.
Yeah.
So
You guys really had a chance to create a rapport with each other during the Footloose play,
Yeah,
where
it's-
you guys were kind of had the dynamic of
Yeah.
being the husband and wife, and now you're in a position of also being kind of the co-leads and everything
Right.
like that.
It's a little different from that because Maria and Captain Von Trapp actually love each other.
right.
Like,
like Footloose, you spend most of the show
Right.
just kind of sitting there like, I understand that Reverend Moore loves his wife, but does
he love her?
Does he? Yeah.
Ooh,
It's different.
you guys really played the undercurrent of those roles,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah.
And you're doing that again with these.
You have no
Definitely.
idea. Like Annie, nowhere in the show are the parents like they're mentioned, right? One time
Oh.
are Maria's parents mentioned, and she can tell you so much about her
I know
parents.
how they died, when they were born, how old Maria was when they died.
Wow.
Where Maria went after.
Do you know
Yeah.
the captain's favorite color?
No, that's his job.
But like it was a week or two in, and we were talking back and forth like, when do you fall in love with each other? Because it is not necessarily at the same time. And
Right.
when is the audience going to catch it? Is the audience supposed to catch it? These sorts of things.
Right.
These kids dig in on, and it's
Oh, yeah.
so cool
And, like-
to watch them.
Yeah.
Like Nathan and I were talking last week about something, and I was like, "Can you do it this way?" And he's like, "No, I don't know if that would fit my character right. Can I try it a different way today? And I'll show
Right.
you. I think that'll be a little bit better."
Right.
And just the way that, and it's not just the two here. I mean, there's a lot of kids in the
Oh,
show
yeah.
that
Right.
will, like, I'll suggest something. They're like, "Okay, well, this is sort of what I'm thinking about it," and we'll sort of like come to a compromise on some things. It's
Right.
cool that they're comfortable enough with me as a director to be like, "I've got an idea. Can I try it before you just
This
lay
is
down
it.
the law
Yeah.
on it?"
Gavel. Bang.
Right.
Yeah.
This is junior year. Everybody that's here is a junior
Except
today.
for him.
Except for, well, we call him junior sometimes, but that's a whole other thing. So you've had 3 years in high school level theater. What would you say you've learned over those 3 years? What is the arc of your education been in the world of theater over those 3 years?
Good question.
This is definitely a you question. I
Yeah.
don't know how to answer this.
I think
And
for
the question
me,
is for both of you. You first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think for me, it's been getting to know my characters, and I always got to know my characters ever since I was a kid. But the thing is letting them go was hard. Like with Vi Moore, I still I love her so much, but just letting her go. Yeah.
Okay. And you did Telltale before
Yep,
this?
yep.
Okay. All right. And you did Telltale before this as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Although I did the middle school Telltale more than the elementary school.
Okay.
So
All right. Tell us a little bit about, how long have you been in theater now? What has your big takeaway been from this experience that you've had?
So I've been in theater since I was in 6th grade, and the one thing that that I always kind of noticed was that I was always looking up to some of the older actors to figure out how should I try and play this role, or how should I act on stage so that I can really try and sell my part. So now that I've gone into high school, it's more of just okay, now I'm that older actor, and I have to start trying to teach these youngins how to really act on stage. And there are so many rehearsals where our assistant director, Amy Friedel, she'll take a whole slew of kids and be like, you need to learn how to present yourself on stage. So part of the difficulties, especially for we call them the named characters. So part of the difficulty is trying to present yourself in a way that you can be a role model for others by showing your stage presence and knowing the different sorts of intonations and moods that you should convey your dialogue with. So a lot of learning and a lot of teaching.
How about you, Amy? What are some of the things that you've tried to show that younger generation from the years of experience you've gleaned in theater?
Well, yes, I've been in theater since 3rd grade.
She's got me beat.
Yes, I have a ton of experience, but I think it's teaching the kids that you can join whenever you want. We're a big old family. And like one of our characters that plays Admiral Von Schreiber, he was just walking through the comments while we were doing auditions. He's like, "What's going on?" And we go, "We're doing auditions. You want to join?" And he did.
Oh, no kidding.
He's transferred from a different school, and he's a senior this year. We've got all juniors here. I have a very small senior class, which is
4 people.
Yeah, there's only four seniors in the show, on stage in the show. There's some backstage and in the pit and stuff, but we like. It'll be a loss to lose those seniors, but like it's a great thing, being able to carry over so much of the cast to next year. But yeah, one of those 4 seniors, never done theater before, was that we did auditions before school started, so he hadn't attended a day of class at Beaver Dam High School.
Oh, you're kidding me.
And he was just like, yeah, sure, why not? We'll try it. And, had a good presence. And Admiral von Schreiber's a smaller role. He was also a football player. So he was able to play football the entire season and be able to be in the show and making it happen.
A juggling act in and of itself, for sure. And if you can't be on the stage or you're not on the stage, you're certainly welcome to be in the audience when The Sound of Music hits the stage at the Beaver Dam High School Theater, Beaver Dam High School Auditorium, I should say, newly refurbished, even though it's not that old of a theater to begin with. It's going to be Thursday, November 8th, Friday, November 9th, Saturday, November 10th at 7:30, and then there is a Sunday, November 11th, matinee at 2 p.m. Tickets are $5
for
students, and then $8 for the general public?
And $8 for adults.
All right, very good. And you can go to Rechex Food Pride or Beaver Dam Piggly Wiggly and get those tickets in advance. They might have some at the box office, but you can't guarantee it.
Can't guarantee anything.
Is it reserved seating?
Nope.
General admission?
We're talking about moving in that direction.
Really? Okay.
We gotta figure out some things first.
All right, very good. Nathan, Annie, why don't you leave our listeners with your thoughts about why they should check out The Sound of Music at the Beaver Dam High School Auditorium? We'll start with you, Nathan.
Crap. I'd say that you should check out The Sound of Music because it's a really great story about really kind of overcoming adversity, but also overcoming your own past experiences to be able to kind of like almost grow into a new sort of yourself is, I guess, the best way I could put that.
Like
a butterfly, but a very manly, macho butterfly.
Annie?
That really modeled your character. That's interesting.
Basically.
And I think it's the same for me as it goes for modeling characters. It's about finding your family and,
Awesome. Very good. It is The Sound of Music. It opens a week from this Thursday, November 8th. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more of the students from the cast here on Community Comment.
She's mean and she's offensive. She's profane and divisive. She tweets out nasty missives, and Groves Lloyd is extreme. She voted for a socialist. She calls our country terrorist. She ought to be embarrassed, and Groves Lloyd is extreme. Da-da-da-dum.
At a time when our community should be coming together, Lodi Alderwoman Ann Groves Lloyd is saying outrageous things to tear us apart, personally calling political opponents terrorists and cheering on others who called them Nazis and children of Satan, and said people who differed with her on tax policy should be damned to hell. We deserve better from our public officials. Call Alder Lloyd at 608-592-4527 and tell her you want civility and unity, not her brand of hate and division.
And Groves Lloyd is extreme.
Paid for by Jobs First Coalition, Inc.
This is AM 1430 WBEV Beaver Dam, streaming online at dailydodge.com. Take advantage of the Countryside Ford Quick Lane Works package. Oil change, tire rotation, and free inspection, just $39.95. No appointment necessary. Available Monday through Saturday. Countryside Ford, 330 Transit Road, Columbus.
This is the Buck Hunter Show. I'm Buck Hunter, and I am one. Let's go to the phones.
Yeah, Buck, I was considering retiring from hunting, but I think I'll miss the deer.
Don't worry, you've been missing them for years.
Huh?
Next caller.
Buck, I'm ready for bow hunting season. What why should I go to Pernitz to get my deer processed?
Well, the price for one thing, just $70 with hide credit. That includes skinning, cutting, wrapping, and freezing. You'll get award-winning products including summer sausage, 9 flavors including double smoked, wieners, jerky, cheddar wurst, their famous hot sticks, and much more. Drop off your deer at any of their 3 locations: Pernit Hazy Meats in Juneau, Pernit Premium Meats in Johnson Creek, and Pernit's of Ixonia in Ixonia. For additional information, check out their website at pernitz.com. This is Buck Hunter saying, be safe out there. Trust Pernitz. Over 36 years experience. Hunt them down this fall. During bow season, September 16th through November 9th only, all 3 locations have an after-hours drop-off and are your deer donation locations.
Come create a sundae or taste a homemade pie to help the Dodge County Food Pantry on Sunday, November 4th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at St. Catherine Drexel Parish Hall. The Dodge County Food Pantry is relocating into a large, more efficient area of the St. Vincent de Paul facility to better serve our community. Join us in support of raising funds for this move by enjoying a slice of pie, $3 each, or ice cream, $1 per scoop. Catholic Financial Life will match up to $1,000.
From keeping the car running to hitting the trail to your favorite hunting spot, Fleet Farm has deals for every season. Like Interstate Automotive Batteries, 25% off our low fleet price. 1-pound bags of our almonds, only $4.99. Milwaukee M18 high torque impact wrench with grease gun, $399.99. And select Goodyear tires, buy 3 and get the 4th free. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
On the job site, at your desk, even in your car. Back pain causes discomfort and lost productivity in 8 of 10 Americans. But Dr. Benjamin Shire and the chiropractic team at BDCH treats everything from back pain to migraines. Starting with a thorough evaluation, Dr. Shire will develop a clear treatment plan. He's accepting new patients, and you don't even need a referral. Call BDCH at 920-821-0071 to schedule an appointment.
Hi, folks. This is State Senator Scott Fitzgerald. It's been my honor to represent you in the State Senate. I've worked hard to expand our economy, create jobs, and eliminate wasteful government spending. I believe that if we reduce taxes and let you keep more of your money, the state will be in a much better position to prosper. We've reformed our government in Wisconsin over the last 8 years, and our state is now a leader in the Midwest. Let's not turn back. I'm asking for your vote on November 6th, paid for by Scott Fitzgerald for Senate.
Listen to WBEV online anytime at dailydodge.com. Brought to you by Beaver Dam Piggly Wiggly.
107 from AM 1430 WBEV, streaming online at dailydodge.com. Time for more of today's community comment. Here again is your host, Craig Warmbold.
And our guests are with the Beaver Dam High School Theater Department in to talk about their fall production. It is The Sound of Music. It's on the stage starting next week, Thursday, November 8th. There's Saturday performances at 7:30 as well. And then they wrap up with a Sunday, November 11th, 2 p.m. matinee. General admission tickets are $5 for students, $8 for the public at Recheck's Food Pride and the Beaver Dam Piggly Wiggly. Mark Lefebvre, the director, and I here joining 2 new students that are sitting behind the microphones with us here. Greta Senhen, thank you very much for joining us today, Greta.
Hello.
And Ashley Hale. Ashley, nice having you here.
Thank you.
A reminder to our listeners, if I haven't mentioned this yet, we are video streaming today's program. So if you're listening to us on AM 1430 WBEV and you have access to an internet connection, if you go to dailydodge.com under the video tab, you'll be able to watch today's program as well. Greta, Ashley, thanks for joining us on the program today.
Thank you.
Ashley, you've been here before. Greta, this is your first time.
Yes.
Did Mark, anybody give you any pointers or any advice or anything before getting started?
Not really.
No? Just be yourself and didn't tell you what to expect or anything like that?
Show up.
Okay. Well, for first-timers, they have to sing the title song to whatever musical that they're in its entirety. So, go.
Annie?
I'm kidding. You don't have to do that. Greta, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a junior.
Yeah.
You done theater before?
Yeah, I've been in theater since I was like 6 or 7.
Oh.
I was in school productions, and then I joined Telltale when I was able to, and then middle school and other school productions.
Excellent, very good. What other than this performance that you're doing now, which I'm sure is your favorite performance, what is one of the favorite things that you had done up until now in the theater?
And show-wise?
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed the cast of Footloose because we all bonded really, really well, and we were all just basically one huge family. But I really enjoyed doing the Telltale ones too because I got to play some goofy characters that I don't really get to do as much often now.
Now, who were you in Footloose?
I was just in the ensemble and pretend band member.
So would that have been the bar that they had run away to, which I don't remember that being in the movie. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I mean, it's probably bears repeating that a lot of these things that we're talking about here that may have had movies about them, they're not the same thing, are they, Mark?
No, there's not. There's some songs that get switched out. Usually songs get added for the stage production, and I should say it the other way. Songs get taken away for the movie. A lot of times, at least in Sound of Music's case, it was on stage first, and then Richard Rogers, who helped write the music and the book for the show, he was involved with the movie as well. Did some different music. So the duet that the Captain and Maria sing, that's changed. The way the end of the I don't want to say it's totally different, but the end of the show is a little different than the end of the movie. Same concept, but different means to the ends.
Sure.
So yeah, and I hope that the theater lovers of Beaver Dam don't come in ever expecting to see Ren McCormick or Kevin Bacon as Ren McCormick in Footloose,
who is not in this play at all. We should mention
there
is no Kevin Bacon character in The Sound of Music.
Kevin Bacon
is Friedrich.
I just had a great idea. You should start the play with one play in the first act, and then in the second act you go to a whole new play.
So start with Footloose and
my
end
idea.
with Sound of Music.
That's right.
Crazy. I've never heard that idea before.
You can take that if you want to do it.
Yeah, maybe I'll see about that.
It's all yours. With respect to Annie there for that one. So Greta, you are Sister Margareta.
Yes.
Did I pronounce it rightly?
Yeah.
Rightly. Yeah. Tell us about Sister Margareta.
She is one of the only nuns that actually likes Maria. All of the other nuns disagree with her and her beliefs and really think that she is just doing everything wrong and that she has to stick to the rules, which Sister Margaret does, but she likes to make sure Maria's happy.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you worked with any nuns in your preparation for this character, this role, or anything?
I do not know any nuns.
Okay. Well, we do have the churches in town. I'm sure you could go to one if you want. Do you get to wear the habit and the black robes and everything like that?
Oh, yeah.
You get like a special one, though, don't you?
Ooh.
Yeah,
it's
well,
like fancier or
Sister
something?
Sophia, Sister Bertha, and Sister Margareta all have white ones instead of the rest of the nuns. They're all wearing black ones.
So Ashley's Mother Abbess, who's like, I'm sorry to anybody who's Catholic out there or any nuns out there, because I do not know all the details. But Ashley's playing Mother Abbess, who's like the top nun.
Mother Superior.
She's the head of the abbey.
Yeah, Mother Superior. It's Mother Abbess in the show, but yeah, Mother Superior, Reverend Mother, whatever.
She's the head of the abbey?
Yeah.
Is that why you're the abbess, Mother Abbess, or is that your name?
No, and I did a lot of research on nuns. So like, her actual name isn't Abbess, just Mother Abbess is her title, like Abbess, Abbey. She could have like a normal name. I came up with one for her. It was like Anna Sophia Kaiser. That's what I came up with.
That's who that would be your character's name.
Yeah,
even though just in the play
like
you
her
refer to her as Mother
title
Abbess.
is Mother Abbess,
Right.
yeah.
And it is never referenced by her name.
And what's her favorite color?
I'm probably gonna go with blue because I also love blue.
Okay, see, that works very
It's
good.
where we can relate because we both love blue.
There you go. But then Greta and then a couple of the other actresses, they're sort of like her right hand. You know, they have specific things that they're the mistress of the novices and the mistress of the postulants, and so they're a little more important nuns. So they get a little fancier. Costume too.
They're in my squad.
Right.
Nun squad.
Nun squad.
So you, Ashley, have been in a few plays before this.
Yes.
You've actually been here on the program before.
Yes, I was in middle school for High School Musical junior.
That's the last time you were on. You weren't just here recently?
No.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Very good. What was your favorite memory from that? Did you remember if I was the host for that?
I mean,
who else would have been?
Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. Did you, up until now, I'll ask you the same question I asked Greta. What has been your favorite theatrical production that you've been involved in? Was it that middle school play because you had a chance to be here on Community Comment? That would be an acceptable answer.
Well, I love all things about different ones. Like, I love all of our high school musicals we've done. I love Little Shop because that just is a really cool score. And Grease was fun because you got to do a lot of dancing. And Footloose just had a great cast. So I just love little things about all of them.
Now, who were you in Little Shop?
I was the dance captain.
Okay. Oh, so what is that? A cast member or?
Yeah. Well, I was in the ensemble, but when you're the dance captain, you learn all the dances. You don't choreograph them, but you learn them, and then you help the cast.
Do you like choreography?
Yeah, I do.
Is that something you could see yourself doing?
Well, if you come see this show, I choreographed it.
You're the choreographer of this show. Well,
Yeah.
you didn't mention that in your notes.
I didn't. No, this is the first time I've done something like this. But Sound of Music is less dance heavy than the last couple shows that we've done. And I was looking at it and I thought, well, it seems silly to have an adult come choreograph all of this, the whole, 2.5 songs?
Yeah, I think I choreographed like 3.
Right, three songs. It seems silly to have somebody doing that, and I know Ashley likes it, and her role is one, it worked out this way, that her role was big enough, it was big, ish, yeah, like that's fair to say. It's a biggish role, but it is very select on
She's
when it's
Mother
on set.
Abbess, for crying out loud, Mark.
But she's in the beginning of the show, in the middle of the show, and the end of the show. But like in the middle of the acts, she's not too much, right? I'm not speaking out of line there, but she's not on stage all that much. When she's on, it's big deal, important stuff. But otherwise, she's not on stage. So I knew she'd have a little bit more time to work, and she was interested, and we were able to make it work. So
was this your first time being a choreographer?
No.
Okay, no, all right. Did you have a good experience? Can you tell us about what it's like to work with your peers and be in a position where you are kind of calling the shots?
It's a bit different. In the past, I've done choreography for the Telltale shows. Your daughter was in one of them that I choreographed
you
for.
did. Oh, that's right. You did that for
We Are Monsters.
The We Are Monsters.
Yes.
How could I forget?
Yes.
You did a great job, by the way.
Thank you. So I choreographed for We Are Monsters and C-School Junior, which were the elementary and middle school Telltale shows this summer, and then I choreographed for The Grunge 2 summers ago, which was the elementary Telltale show. And it's just a different dynamic because when it's the kid, I have kids, I have like my methods. I'll do a bit like, and they all clap, and I'll be like 1, 2, 3, eyes up here, and I can't really do that with high schoolers because I'd be like, this is lame.
Don't become a high school teacher because that's what they say anytime you say anything. Hey, we're gonna learn this song.
Yeah. So it's also fun because I can do more complicated things with them too. But also when I'm choreographing romantic movements with my friends, it's weird. 'Cause I'm like, and now you guys just kind of kiss, I guess. And yeah, it's fun though. Love you, Linnea.
Ooh. I will say that I wanted to go see Footloose because I'm a product of the 80s, and I wanted to see Footloose, and Cassidy wanted to go see Footloose because Ashley Hale was in it, and she had to go see Ashley and the choreography work that she did. So now I'm connecting all the dots and everything like that.
Very curious during Telltale rehearsal. I remember her asking all the questions, like, when is it? What's it about? And you had to answer all of those.
Well, we had a good time. It was a good show. And that was another Mark Lefebvre production, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I direct sometimes.
Some of that was one of the newer community theater high school level productions, which was it the third one that you've done now? Second one. Yep. You had done Little Shop of Horrors before that, and you're going to do another one this summer?
That's the plan.
Excellent. Very interesting.
I guess I don't know how public I've been about it, but we're doing Disney's Newsies.
Oh, really?
This coming summer. Yeah, we've the board approved everything, so.
That came out a little after my time, so I'm always just shocked by how much the generation younger than me loves that movie.
I can educate.
It's just like I've got sisters-in-laws that is like their favorite movie of all time.
The Broadway production is fantastic.
Is that one of those? The movie came first, and then
that was the movie first.
The movie
and then
came out in 1992, and then the Broadway came out in 2012.
Excellent. A beloved show.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's going to be
So
a lot
that'll
of
be
kids that are excited about seeing that.
Oh, yeah.
So Mother Abbess, you did some research
Yes.
in the nunneries of town and went to the. Did you talk to any
It
nuns?
was more like, hey Google, answer my questions.
Do you think like Google devices just went off from you saying that?
It's
like
possible.
Doesn't that happen?
Alexa.
Oh
It
yeah.
could. Alexa,
If someone hears us in
Alexa,
their house.
turn on WBEV.
Wait, it's already on.
We do not have Desposito on WBEV yet, though. We're looking to add that in the future. So tell us. Mother Abbess is a kind of a stern
Yes.
mother figure, right?
Yes.
And you seem like a very happy-go-lucky person.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a problem sometimes. I try very hard to stay calm and be stern. Sometimes, well, Annie and I have this one scene we do. It's very serious. It's the end of
Hey,
the first
1,
act.
2, 3, eyes up here, guys.
It's the end of the first act, and this one time, Annie and I walked on stage to do that scene, and we just laughed for like a solid 5 minutes. It was really bad, but we are improved.
It's very important that Mother Abbess doesn't laugh. Has Mark communicated that to you?
Not directly, but he gives me this look, and then I know.
You give him the look. What's we're on video now. You can share your look with the listeners. That's the look, huh? Wow. That's worth the price of the video
There you go.
camera
Yep,
right there.
right there.
We appreciate that. Greta, Sister Margarita, do you have a little more? Margareta.
Not Sister Margarita.
First rehearsal.
Sorry.
A bunch of people called it Margarita.
Yeah. I haven't seen The Sound of Music. When I go see this, when I take Cassidy to go see this, will be my first time ever seeing anything with The Sound of Music.
I don't know. Is Sister Margareta named in the movie?
Yeah.
Okay,
She
I
is.
didn't know if she was or not.
So now, is she a very stern?
Not as stern as most of the other nuns. The other nuns are a little bit intimidated, I guess, by Mother Abbess, so you could say that they're always trying to follow all of the rules, but Sister Margareta is more of, hey, let me try to help her instead of just thinking about myself.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite scene in the whole play?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's some really
You can
good
only pick
ones.
one. You can only pick one. Ashley, think about yours while she's...
Picked out.
Would you like us to go to her while you think about your favorite?
Sure.
So, Ashley, why don't you tell us what your favorite scene in The
So,
Sound of Music
I don't really
is?
know how much spoilers we're doing here, but I feel like everyone except Craig has seen the movie.
It's pretty true.
So my favorite scene is the final scene where they're at the Abbey and they're making their choices to. I don't know how much spoilers we're doing.
Oh, go ahead.
If they haven't seen the movie,
if you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie.
Right.
They're leaving the Abbey, and we're like, "You can do it! Into the mountains, hills, have faith." And then we sing "Come Every Mountain" reprise, and it's just really cool scene. I love it.
Awesome, very good. And also, Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. While we're giving out spoilers, I just wanted to mention this. Sorry if you didn't. Greta, what's your favorite scene?
Mine is probably the ballroom scene, just because ever since I was little, I've always really loved that scene and thought it was so much fun. And the kids in the show do a really nice job of having fun with it and just enjoying it, along with the rest of the cast in that scene that is just having a good time.
Awesome, and that's something that is in both the play and the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Very cool. Our guests. Sorry, we wrap things up, you guys. Before we have the next group of kids come in, you have to tell us who should we start with? Ashley, she nodded toward you. Are you going to be okay with this? You're the veteran. You've been on this program before, so.
Yeah. What's the question?
The question is this: why should our listeners go see The Sound of Music on Thursday, November 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th? Either one or all four of the shows.
Well, my mom's coming to all four. I don't know about everybody else, but I would recommend coming to see The Sound of Music because it's a very classic story, and I think a lot of the morals and values it teaches are still very present. You can still learn a lot from the show, and I just think it's a very sweet show, and you leave it feeling very happy.
Awesome, very good. Greta, why should folks check out The Sound of Music?
I think people should come see it because you get to see this huge amount of people coming together to join and make this story out of so many different personalities, and it's really great. So come see it.
All right, you got 4 opportunities, 3 evening performances, and 1 Sunday matinee, again, opening on Thursday, November 8th. We got a couple more kids waiting in the wings to chat with here about the Sound of Music. We'll go ahead and take a break and return with Mark Lefebvre, myself, and those 2 other students. Back in a minute.
We love a good deal, especially bundles. Buy one, get one free. 25% off a set. Buy dinner, get a free dessert. Did you know one of the best deals in insurance comes from a bundle? Ask about the ultimate bundle at Richards Insurance. First, they'll shop around multiple insurance companies for the best policy at the best price for your auto. Then, they'll do the same for your homeowner's or renter's policy. Then, they'll give you an additional discount for bundling them. Sounds like a good deal to me. How much will you save with Richards Insurance? To find out, call Richards Insurance or stop in at 123 North Spring Street, downtown Beaver Dam. Also offices in Columbus, Watertown, West Bend, and Oshkosh. With over 50 employees and hundreds of years insurance experience across 5 offices, you'll get full service counseling with no obligation. Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Call 887-1615. That's 887-1615.
We'll be there with you. Richards Insurance of Beaver Dam.
The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a long, cold winter this year. Make sure to have your vehicle prepared to handle it with the help of the professionals at Jerry's Automotive in Beaver Dam. Schedule your fall tune-up now before winter says hello. Jerry's BP Automotive is the place to go for a radiator flush. Have your oil changed with semi-synthetic oil. They'll also do a free battery test. You can put certain things off, but don't neglect your vehicle. Pay a little now so you won't have to pay a lot later. Jerry's BP is also a great convenience store. They feature Bang Energy, 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 carbs, and the best part, it's priced at 2 for $4. As always, get a free bag of popcorn with any fuel purchase between 6 and 10 a.m. Jerry's BP Automotive, across from Recheck's Food Pride on North Spring Street in Beaver Dam. When you need an appointment to have your vehicle worked on, call Jerry's Automotive, 885-6411. That's 885-6411.
Hey Mom, hey Dad, caregivers, everyone. I have something important to tell you. You are your child's #1 brain builder. You see, a baby's brain starts learning right at birth. By kindergarten, 90% of the brain development has already happened. This means you are the single most important person in helping your child's brain grow. You are your child's #1 brain builder. Visit talkreadplaywi.com. Download the free app and start brain building today.
Countryside GM Auto Group. We make it easy.
Get your best price first during the end of the month sale on now at Countryside Auto in Beaver Dam. Countryside has just knocked $12,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2018 GMC Sierra half-ton crew cab 4-wheel drive SLT. $12,500 right off the top. Hurry, only 3 to choose from at this price. And with the purchase of any new or pre-owned vehicle in the month of October, Countryside is donating a portion of the profits to Beaver Dam Community Hospital's breast health program. It's the end of the month sale on now at Countryside GM Auto Group, exit 135 off 151 north of Beaver Dam. It's where savings comes standard.
Countryside GM Auto Group. We make it easy in Beaver Dam.
Fall yard cleanup is fast and easy when you call Fitz's Lawn Care of Beaver Dam. Leaves and brush will disappear fast. Call Fitz for shrub trimming or power washing and have him clean out your rain gutters and downspouts. And when the snow piles up, Fitz will plow it away. For fall cleanup and service for snow plowing this winter, call Fitz's Lawn Care. Fitz's Lawn Care of Beaver Dam. Call Fitz toll-free at 877-885-4970. That's 877-885-4970.
Check out the latest station and community events on DailyDodge.com. Brought to you by File Supper Club.
This is AM 1430 WBEV, streaming online at DailyDodge.com. Time once again for more of today's community comment. Here's your host, Craig Warmbold.
And our guests are with the Beaver Dam High School Theater Department. We are continuing our conversation with the actors that are part of the Sound of Music that's going to be on the stage Thursday, Friday, Saturday, November 8th, 9th, and 10th, and then there's a Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. I should mention these evening performances are at 7:30. Tickets available at Recheck's Food Pride or at Beaver Dam Piggly Wiggly, $5 for students, $8 for the general public. We want to welcome into the conversation here for this final segment of Community Comment. We have got Linnea Lerwick and Elise Zaz. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit now. Who do you play? We'll go in a counterclockwise. We'll go with Linnea. So tell us who you play.
I play Liesl Von Trapp. She's the oldest daughter in the Von Trapp family.
The oldest Von Trapp daughter.
Yes.
Now you have siblings.
I do.
Are you a younger, older, middle? Where are you in your siblings?
Kind of in the middle.
You're in
Got
the middle?
two older and one younger.
So you're not the oldest in your family.
I'm not.
Did you talk to your oldest sibling about getting some insight into?
Yeah.
Oh, my microphone died. Okay. So my microphone died, and you're going to see Kale Zomer come into the video screen here and take this microphone and put some batteries in it. Just like live theater,
Right.
folks.
Anything can happen.
Right, anything can happen. So, Linnea, let's see, you're Lisa Von Trapp. We covered that. You've got siblings. You're not the oldest one. Did you get any advice? What are you doing to model this oldest sibling character after? Are you like borrowing from any of your older siblings? Give us some insight into this character.
Well, I think my portrayal of Liesl, she's a little bit different than the average older sibling. She's more like a mother to the other siblings since they haven't really had a mother. So I kind of play her a little bit differently than maybe my older sister would have, like had the same relationship with me.
What are you saying about your older sister?
She's not my mother.
Fair enough. Very good. This is such an iconic family, the Von Trapp family, the Sound of Music. Is it difficult to create a character knowing that there's other characters out there, that other actors that have played these characters, and you don't necessarily want to be a carbon copy of them?
I think it's important to make like the character your own person, but I definitely have looked back at the movie just to kind of get more insight on what the character's motives are, but I really work on trying to make it my own character instead of making sure that I look exactly like the movie, because I wanted to make it a Linnea version and not part from the movie.
Well, tell us about that. Elaborate on that, if you would, how you approach this character.
Well, I think I started going into it that I just really wanted to get relationships with the younger kids. So I've had a lot of fun just being a sister to them and braiding their hair before rehearsal and just hanging out with them and doing fun stuff. And then I kind of looked back on the information. There's not really a lot that we get in the actual script about their mother, but if you think about it, she would have died right after Gretel's birth. So that would have been when I was 11. So from that age, I would have been more of a mother to the other kids. So I kind of look at her personality as someone who has been a motherly figure for that long, and that's just kind of who she is now.
Now, are the siblings that you have in the play, are they played by students who are younger than you?
Yes,
They
we have
are.
some elementary and middle schoolers.
You do? So there's not just high schoolers in this play.
The first time for me in Beaver Dam having some younger students, but Gretel's supposed to be a 5-year-old, and there was no way I was going to get a high schooler to be looking anything like 5. so we had to reach out. So we've got 3 middle schoolers and 2 elementary school students.
Is that right?
Playing in the show.
Logistically, you don't rehearse during school hours.
No,
This
we
is all
don't
after
rehearse.
school hours. So
We did adjust. I don't know if the students realized, but I did adjust the schedule a little bit this year. Usually we either rehearsed at 3:30 or 6:30. This year we bumped it back to 4 o'clock because the elementary schools, if I'm not mistaken, don't get done until 3:40.
Yeah.
So there's no way that the elementary school kids could have been on time. And then we bumped up the later rehearsal to 6 o'clock sometimes so that the smaller kids could be in bed by a reasonable hour. You know, for me, a 10 o'clock night is normal. But, you know, when we've got Sophia's in 2nd grade, right?
Mhm.
You know, we've got a 2nd grader in the show. We need to be respectful of that. so.
certainly. Have you offered any advice to the younger characters, younger actors that are in The Sound of Music with you?
I guess not really a ton of acting advice. I try and make sure that they kind of are their characters on stage, but they just have so much fun together. It's sometimes a little bit hard to get them to think about it all seriously.
So do you sing with the younger kids? The
Yes.
Von Trapp children all sing together, if I'm not mistaken. How's that dynamic working?
It's a lot of fun. We definitely put in more work than we may usually with high schoolers, but I think it's all gonna sound pretty good. And we're gonna sound like kids because we are kids. We're not gonna sound like professional adults, but still sounds pretty good.
Well, what's your favorite part of the play?
I think one of my favorites is when we sing "So Long Farewell" for the guests, and just everyone gets their own little part, and then I don't know. I think it's really cute, and I always like that from the movie too, and it's just one of my favorites.
I say I haven't seen The Sound of Music. I listened to that song about 5,000 times because that was the song that my youngest daughter, needed to go to bed to when she was probably the 5-year-old's age. So
Don't sing along during
I
the
could
show, though.
literally sing that word
Don't.
for word, I think, at this point.
Don't do that.
I will not.
Oh, thank you.
No worries. I'm sorry, Elise. How are you, Elise?
Good.
Good to have you back. You've been on the program before.
Yeah.
Linnea, you've been on the program as well. So, Elise, tell us about who you play.
So I play Elsa Schrader. She is just this like filthy rich, kind of snobby and manipulative lady. And she's supposed to marry the captain, but then Maria comes along and that doesn't happen.
Really? You must be furious when something like that happens.
The character.
Is that difficult? Because you seem very very happy-go-lucky normally in normal life. Is that a bit of a stretch for you to have to be a, what did you use, filthy, rich, snobby, manipulative person?
A little bit, but I have played a bunch of like more serious characters in the past, so I can kind of pull from that a bit. I'm just like, I can't be me.
That's acting,
That's
right? So
acting.
that's what it's all. Who's the meanest character you've ever played?
Boy, I don't remember all my characters.
When did you start in theater? Did you do the Telltale thing?
I started in 5th grade, I believe.
In 5th with the Telltale?
Yes.
What play was that? You remember?
Twinderella.
Twinderella. How about you, Linnea?
I started in 3rd grade.
3rd grade. What was that play?
Let Your Hair Down, Rapunzel.
Ah, all right, very. We have a couple Rapunzel people here and everything like that. All right, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, guys. So, what's your favorite scene in Sound of Music? Would you say?
I've got to go with So Long Farewell too.
Really?
The kids they're so cute, and it's just it's really fun to watch, and you can watch all the high schoolers' reactions to it. It's just a lot of fun to watch and listen to.
You're not even in that scene, are you?
I'm standing there watching it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Along with the party guests.
So you get a front row seat.
Yeah.
Very exciting. What have you given any advice to any of the younger kids in the cast or anything?
Not really.
You don't have terribly much interaction with them, even though Elsa's set to marry the captain.
Yeah, I don't get to, like, I don't spend a lot of time with them because when I'm on stage, they're off stage. When they're off stage, like when they're on stage, I'm not, and it's just I don't get to spend a lot of time with them. I have talked to some of them a little bit, but it wasn't like stage stuff. It's just kind of having fun, having conversation.
You guys are both juniors at
Yes.
the high school. 3 years now you've been doing plays at the high school in addition to Telltale and everything. Well, what have you learned in these high school productions that you're able to apply now here in this newest production? What's one of the best learning experiences that you've had? The best things you've learned? And either one of you can answer this. Whoever wants to answer first.
Well, I think something new in high school with Mr. Lefebvre, he works a lot on, especially with the ensemble, just making sure that you know your character and that you're expressing everything even when you are in the ensemble. So I think when I was in Footloose, I played more an ensemble character and I didn't have all of those spoken lines, but there was so much acting there that you could be a student at Rydell. Not Rydell, that's Greece.
Beaumont.
Student
Sorry.
at Beaumont. And just watching all the characters and everything that's going on with that new student, it's just, I think acting more when you're not featured, I guess, has been a lot of what I've learned through high school.
And that applies even when you are, when you are a named character, when you do have lines and solos. I think I've seen, positive results in, how, in this example, Linnea, how she reacts when she just doesn't have lines going on. It's easy to act when you are told, do this, like the script says, say these words now. What happens, she's got 7 siblings, only one of them can be talking at a time, intelligibly at least. We can maybe have some chaos going on there, but what are you doing when one of your siblings has a thing? And that's, I think, something that my assistant director Amy's been working with the kids on is especially with those kids, what's your relationship with each individual sibling? Because it's not going to be we are all the same to each other all the time. I've only got one sibling, so I can only speak to having one, but I can imagine Linnea, you've got 3 siblings, your relationship with each of them is not the same. So they were working on those tiny little details. I think it's cool.
How about you, Elise?
Well, I've got to say, from all the years of theater I've done, the big thing I've learned is that everyone's important. Like, no matter how much you're on stage or how much experience you have, you are here for a reason. And, so just give it your all, have fun, and, just everybody's character matters on stage.
Excellent. Very good. Great things to learn. Is it refreshing as a director to hear from your students that they've actually been taking things away from this?
It is nice to hear that. And I'm just proud of what these kids are doing. We talked about the Jerry words in our first segment there. Linnea mentioned the ensemble, and Elise was alluding to it. The ensemble actually for Footloose got nominated for an award, as a unit.
Wow.
And that's one of the cool things about that system is that they give us a critique of many, many, many pages. And usually I read it through with the students. But one of the critiques that I kept getting early on in my directing is your ensemble doesn't seem engaged. They seem like they're there to sing the song and then get off stage. They dance and then they get off stage. So I've taken it on myself. I've learned in this process as well, and I've taken it on myself to push the students harder. It's a bummer that the ensemble doesn't have a whole lot to do in The Sound of Music. It's early music theater. It's Rodgers and Hammerstein's last production that they worked on together. But we keep joking, they didn't know what they were doing. They were inventing something new. At this point, they had kind of figured it out a little bit, right? They'd had a lot of hits by the time they got to The Sound of Music. And I think that's why The Sound of Music stands, I think, above, if not at least at the top with the rest of their shows. But they didn't know what they were doing, and unfortunately that meant that there's not much in the way for an ensemble. But I think that the students are doing the best they can with the little stage time that they get, and being supportive of those that are on stage. And often I'm asking, I need you to sing backstage. You're not going to be on stage for it, but we want to really fill that out. Ashley was talking about the finale of the show, and as they send the family away from the Abbey, it's really cool to hear. That's the only time I think in the entire show every student is singing, and to really have those 47 voices come in nice and full and strong and support the sound. It's just cool it's almost like a big payoff after 2.5 hours of theater to have this full
47 voices on stage. 47. Is that about average for a?
I think it's even a little bit bigger than last year.
A little higher,
which I was a little surprised by because Greece is, they're high schoolers playing high schoolers. In this situation, I was a little surprised to see, but definitely not opposed to it. 5 of those, like I said, 2 elementary and 3 middle school kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we've also got Mr. Diggins is our pit conductor, and he was ecstatic to hear that we were going to have a giant pit. So I think it's over 20 students, maybe close to 25 that are in the pit orchestra for this show. So and last year with Greece it was only 5 or 6. It was a small band sort of situation.
Sure.
So he was excited to have a big pit, and I think the pit's excited to be playing, and they're sounding fantastic. We've been together I think 2 rehearsals now, and it's going well. So we've got pushing towards 12 people that are going to be helping backstage. So it's cool. I mean, not quite at 100 students, but we're getting close there to having it's almost a tenth of the school. Almost. I'm rounding a lot.
What is the role of the students who work backstage? Are they working with a teacher, or have they been around theater enough that they know what their duties are, whether it's lights or sound? Tell us about those students.
Matthew Wire is our auditorium technician, but he mostly focuses on lights and sound. So we've got some students that help out with that, from things like aiming a follow spot throughout the show. Some people, we've got one kid who is all about running the light board. He's, I think, run every show since he was a freshman. And then there's other smaller things, like the annoying things like cleaning up the microphones because the actors are slobs. Love you. But like we've got lots of things when we're acting that we got going on. So there's people that do that and people that are helping place the mics. But then moving scenery backstage. Backstage, we've got Elizabeth Kermeyer's been doing theater in the area lately. She's a community theater person, so she's been stage managing for the show. And I think actually today we're going to start having some more of the crew members to help moving scenes in and out, moving curtains up and down. We've got backdrops this year, which is a first for me. I'm excited to have that going on. We've got
is that because of?
It was a finances thing. Like backdrops can be really expensive to rent.
Sure.
And my dad's cousin had a friend. It sounds like I'm making it up, but
Your best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this kid. Who
Something
knows this
like
guy,
that.
yeah.
But no, and up Appleton Xavier High School, and they've got a warehouse where they store their sets and that sort of thing. But because they want to reuse them, but they'll rent them out, and they rent them out pretty cheap because they're just trying to pay the expenses of the rental for the warehouse. So found some pretty cheap backdrops. I mean, they look nice, but they were they were cheap to rent, and I was like, all right, I'm willing to take that that financial gamble, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is a dynamic story, after all, that we're talking
is.
about here, with multiple settings and different locations.
Yeah, the Abbey. We've got the house inside and outside the house.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're trying something new with that. I think I'm hoping that the audience really likes our set. I think the students, even last Thursday was our last rehearsal. I think between Thursday and today, they will be excited to see the improvements on the set. We did some work this weekend.
Thursday was your last rehearsal?
Yeah, we didn't have school on Friday.
Okay.
And I don't like to call the students for rehearsal because a lot of them go out of the town for the weekend, and then no rehearsal Saturday and Sunday. So, but I told the students that we have 3 days off from seeing each other, but they have 0 days off of rehearsal. So I certainly hope that they were checking their lines, checking their music, memorizing words. I know we've got some that there's just some words that they're in Latin and they're hard. So I'm hoping that some time is spent on that. But
who's got Latin? Anybody here?
That's the nuns.
How you doing with the Latin nuns? They're getting there. All right, they're working on it. I don't think we teach Latin at Beaver Dam High School.
We don't.
So
I think it's probably only in the choir room
right.
that we're working on Latin.
So why don't you guys do me a favor, Linnea, Elise. We'll start with you, Linnea. Tell our listeners why they should check out The Sound of Music at the Beaver Dam High School Auditorium.
I think everyone should come see The Sound of Music because it's a really kind of dynamic show, and it's got like all the different parts. There's like some comedy and some drama and some romance and a little bit of everything there that like no matter what you like, it's a good show to see, and it's really kid friendly. Like Grease wasn't as much, but
teen pregnancy,
whatever.
No big deal. And Sound of Music is a lot more friendly, so everyone can come see it, and I think you all should.
Excellent, very good. Elise.
Well, why not?
Well.
What are you doing that's better than going and just having fun and supporting a whole bunch of high schoolers doing what they love?
Excellent. Well, very well stated. Mark, we'll give you a chance here for wrapping everything up.
Yeah, I think it's a great collaboration. Like I said, nearly, maybe I'm rounding a bunch, but nearly 100 students involved. Definitely, if you include.
He's not the math teacher at the high school. We should point that out.
I do like math though. But no, the including the adults that are helping out with the show, we got to be darn close to that, and it's good time. Rodgers and Hammerstein. It's classic musical theater. I feel like Rodgers and Hammerstein are important to the history of musical theater, which in my world that means important to history. Just end of sentence. So it's good stuff. Come check it out. And if I'm not mistaken, the same weekend you can swing by Wayland Academy. I think they're doing My Fair Lady the same weekend. great opportunities to support high school musical theater.
So it's not the same weekend.
It's not the same weekend? No. It's a weekend before, right? Oh, goodness. So you're going to have to
This
go
weekend.
It's this weekend?
We do have the Wayland Academy students on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Community Comment,
Okay. So got to go check them out, this weekend. Check us out the next weekend. So I forgot about that because we can actually go see their show this year. Usually we end up lining up and we can't check out each other's shows. So that's so exciting.
A lot of good theater opportunities
Lots
coming
of
up here in
great
coming weeks. And I know that we're going to have the Dodgeland kids on here. We got a few schools that'll be coming on to be talking about what they've got to offer. Want to thank you guys for joining us and telling us everything about your roles in the Sound of Music, and all of you guys. Hey, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. It's the last time I'll have a chance to do that.
I was gonna say, tomorrow's community comment person's be like, what is going on right now?
State Senator Scott Fitzgerald will not appreciate that if I do that tomorrow on the program, so I will refrain from that. But do want to thank all of you guys for joining me on the program today. Did you have a question you want me to ask him
I was
or
going to
anything?
say, how much money do you think we could raise to convince Craig to say 1, 2, 3, eyes on me?
I will not be doing that to the Senate Majority Leader tomorrow. There will not be anything that I plan to do. Let's see if I can get everybody's name here. Obviously, we've got Mark Lefebvre, the French teacher over at the high school. In addition to, what do you do at the high school?
Choir director.
You're the choir director.
Right.
Very good, Mark.
French last name does not mean French teacher.
Then I want to thank Nathan Stafford, Annie Friedel, Greta Senhen, Ashley Hale, Linnea Lerwick, and Elise Zaz. Did I get everybody's name right?
Got them all.
Fantastic. It's the Sound of Music. It is starting Thursday, November 8th. Then there's shows on Friday and Saturday. All three of those are at 7:30. There's a Sunday matinee on November 11th at 2 p.m. All of this is at the Beaver Dam High School Auditorium. Tickets are $5 for students, $8 for the public. And is there any information online? You guys got a Facebook page or anything we should be aware of?
BDHS Drama. You can check us out there. Also, we were mentioning last year that we did have a sellout performance. Please check our BDHS Drama page. Rumor got around last year that our second performance sold out, and it didn't. And so I know people that said they couldn't come see the show because it sold out, and we were sad that they weren't able to see it. So keep eyes there. That's where I will be updating if something like this happens again. Fingers crossed.
You will update it.
I will update
Awesome.
it. Yes. So
Beaver Dam High School Drama Club on Facebook.
BDHS Drama.
BDHS Drama on Facebook. Fantastic. In the meantime, I hope all you guys break your legs before the show. Yeah. And thank you guys very much for joining me today. That is going to do it for today's Community Comment.
You can't believe anything DC Dan Cole says because he's a Washington lobbyist who will say anything to get elected. DC Dan's fancy ads don't tell you Cole was a DC lobbyist who handed out big checks to liberal politicians who support sanctuary cities for illegal immigrants. Dan Cole was a bundler for Hillary Clinton, and Dan Cole wants to force families into total government-run health care and double your taxes to pay for it. DC Dan Cole, lying about his record, lying about Glenn Grothman. We can't trust Dan Cole in Washington. Glenn Grothman is getting results for us. Grothman has consistently voted to lower healthcare costs and has always voted to protect those with pre-existing conditions. Glenn Grothman cut your taxes to put more money in your pockets and succeeded in increasing access to trade schools and apprenticeships. Glenn Grothman, honest results for Wisconsin.
I'm Glenn Grothman, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Grothman for Congress.
Leslie Young again, chatting with Stacy over at Slumberland. So Slumberland has a reputation that many may not be familiar with. They are the largest dealer of one of the premium brands of recliners in the U.S., Lazy Boy.
Yep, largest in the entire Midwest. So what's really cool is, we offer biggest selection of Lazy Boys. I probably have over 85 in the showroom. I mean, on average, it's ridiculous. We offer the latest colors, hottest models, low